Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Movie Deputy Reviews, where we are doing our 12 Days of Christmas reveal episode of our trivia, our winners, and you are going to be here for all of it. This is going to be an awesome episode. You're not going to want to miss a minute. So if you've got any distractions or anything, feel free to put this on pause, come back to it. This is, like I said, you don't want to miss a minute of this episode. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be announcing our winners. We're going to be talking about all the different trivia things, and of course we're going to be revealing the answers. So if you have been stumped by some of our 12 Days of Christmas questions, you won't have to wonder anymore. Now, some of these I've kind of puzzled more than a few of you, but I didn't mean them to be quite so puzzling. I wanted them to be, I didn't want to make them super easy where everybody was going to get them, but I didn't mean to make them quite so challenging. Now, I will say, if you just watched our other episode, you saw the one of our movie theme. Unfortunately, we didn't have anybody guess that correctly, but we had so many guesses and so many people had so much fun. And I had so much fun reading all of the answers. So thank you all for the participants that we've had on that. Now, our special bonus that we had, that if we hit so many responses, plus 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, we were going to be giving away a year's worth of free movie tickets, and unfortunately, we didn't get. We had 7,021 responses to the trivia, but we didn't. We only ended up with around 2,241 subscribers on our YouTube, so we were quite a ways from the 5,000 number. I was really hoping we'd hit it because I wanted to give one of my subscribers that amazing prize. So we're going to be doing other giveaways and things like that throughout the year. So you're going to want to make sure that you are paying attention and that you're subscribed and all of this. If you are listening to our podcast, awesome. You're probably going to have just as much fun with this as on the video side of it. If you're over on the video side of it, you're going to get to see our spinning wheel as we choose our 10 runner-ups. And I'm going to be announcing our grand prize winner. Now, I want to put these out there. I had not announced these before. Once the winners are announced, they are going to have 48 hours from the time that this episode goes live, which, of course, is today on Monday, December 29th. Sorry, I had to look at my calendar. I've been going through 7,021 responses, and I was having to keep track. My Excel spreadsheet looks like a mess. It's just like, and then tracking all the correct answers. Now, I will say our grand prize winner did not get all 12 answers right, but he did get the most right of any of the answers that we had received from any of the individuals that we had received answers from. He got 10 of the 12 correct. And like I said, you'll have, be sure to listen and follow along because you'll have 48 hours to reach out to me and confirm that. And if I don't hear from you within 48 hours, these names will be, the grand prize got 10 answers right. So I'm going to probably try to reach out to him a few times. But for our 10 runner-ups, that 48 hours will go into effect on that. And if I don't hear from you within 48 hours, I will be redrawing some of the runner-up prizes. Now, again, our grand prize winner. So I want to say congratulations to Drew McCormick in Cedar Park, Texas. You are our grand prize winner with 10 of our 12 answers correct. You will get a custom hoodie, a $50 gift card to either the theater in your area or to Amazon. That is going to be your choice. A Movie Deputy tote bag, and a Movie Deputy winner ornament. So you are not going to want to miss out on that. So I'm going to be sending you an email, and then so be watching out for that because I'll need to get your size and, of course, your address where I can send these items for you. But again, congratulations, Drew. I love, some of the commentary that you put on some of those. I guess it was a real head scratcher on some of these for you. And you admittedly used Google on some of it, which, I was encouraging people to do. So if you used Google and you submitted your answers on that from Google or ChatGPT or whatever you used, don't feel guilty on that. It's like I put some of these things out there that honestly probably the only way to figure them out is with the search engine. Other ones were not quite as difficult, but I hope you had a lot of fun with that. So again, congratulations, Drew, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you on that. What we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the trivia, and then we're going to go over and do our spins for our runner-ups. We are drawing 10 runner-ups, and each of my runner-ups will get a $10 gift card to either the theater of their choice or Amazon, and they will also receive a Movie Deputy ornament as well. I am definitely not on the whole camp of everybody gets a prize. I couldn't do that for 7,021 entries. But I do want to reward, just because we had such a huge turnout of submissions and everything on all of our trivia questions. Sorry, my hand really itches here. I'm just sitting here scratching my hand. But so you're probably curious about some of these trivia questions. And so we're going to start with day 1 of 12. What popular Christmas carol was written for another holiday, and what was the holiday? This one might surprise you. The answer is Jingle Bells. Yes, Jingle Bells was actually written for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know it seems really unlikely. Jingle Bells and Thanksgiving, it's like, what do those have to do with each other? The whole song and everything. But yes, Jingle Bells was written for Thanksgiving. So that was the answer to question number 1. On day 2, how many gifts would you receive if you received all of the gifts in the song The 12 Days of Christmas? Now, I will say I had a lot of people, like a good amount of people, guess 12. And I could see how you could maybe think that. I really could. But what it is, and this might help explain it a little bit more, is like, okay, on day 1, first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree, or is it 2 turtle doves? But basically, on day 1, you receive 1 present. On day 2, you get the 2 turtle doves plus the partridge in a pear tree. So day 2, you get 3 presents. Day 3, you get 6 presents because you get the 3, the 2, the 1. So you add all those up, and the total is 364. So if you received all of the gifts in the 12 days of Christmas, you would receive 364 presents. So sorry that stumped some of you, but that is the answer to day number 2. Day number 3. This is one of the few questions that nobody got right. And okay, I was referencing a much older movie, but it is such a classic, and a Google search would have made this, I won't say easy, but easier to contemplate and figure out. But what Christmas special has something in common with the movie? It's a mad, 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 mad world. Now, no, I am not stuttering on that. I do stutter on occasion. But the movie is It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And it has something in common with the Christmas special. And not just one Christmas special, but 2. Now, if somebody had gotten either of these right, I would have given them credit. And if they would have gotten both right, they would have earned an extra entry into the whole thing for that. But the answer is, for the first Christmas special, it is the original Frosty the Snowman. And the thing that has in common is Jimmy Durante is the narrator in Frosty the Snowman, and he is also an actor that has a major part in the movie It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Now, if you're face palming on that one, I completely understand. It's just one of those kind of unusual types of things on that. But the bonus part of that is A Charlie Brown Christmas. And you may be thinking, what does that have to do with a mad, 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 mad world? Well, Bill Melendez was involved in the score. I'm not talking like a sports score. I'm talking like the musical score for the Charlie Brown Christmas, as well as It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. So that was the answer and the bonus answer for what Christmas special had in common with the Mad, 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 Mad World. Now, as you can imagine, I spend quite a bit of time putting these questions together. I take a lot of research and a lot of time trying to come up with things that are just not the typical types of trivia questions. And some of them I take from other Christmas trivia, and other ones I put together by myself because I just think it's a lot of fun. And to be honest, my husband kind of inspired that one. He loves the movie It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And he brought up when we were just watching Frosty the Snowman, he's like, Jimmy Durante, and he kind of put me, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. I'm going to use that. So I can't take 100% credit for that one. I want to give shout out to my sweetheart on that one. So we are up to day 4. So are you excited? Are you having fun? Are you surprised by some of these answers? I would love to know what you think about some of these after this show, and what you think of some of the answers to some of these. Now, I will say for day 4, what was the first Christmas special aired on television? Now, this one is, there was a recent thing called the first Christmas special on TV, and so it kind of complicated it if you were just trying to Google it. And I will say openly, like I was saying a couple days ago, the answer is not Rudolph. That was probably well over 90% of our guesses for this question, and it was not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The answer to what was the first Christmas special aired on TV, it was a special in 1962 called Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Now, if you've never heard of that, feel free to look it up. It's a classic. It's timeless. If you've never heard of Mr. Magoo, I'm sure your parents or grandparents could maybe help kind of point out who he is. It was definitely entertaining. But yes, it was the first Christmas special aired on television. Now, on day number 5, this was one I only had a handful of correct answers on this one. Again, with over 7,000 responses, and I think I had 6 people get this one right. So this is one of the ones that Drew got right on for his grand prize. Now, I do know that this took a little bit of doing to find the answer to this. This one was not an immediate find, and so that's why when I was here on Christmas Eve, I was here trying to give you some clues to some of the harder questions, or I at least tried to a little bit. But day 5's question is, what popular Christmas movie was called Glittering Frostwork by a well-known author of the day? And what author said it? And on Christmas Eve, I gave you a clue that glittering frostwork was one word, not 2. So basically, it was a compound word that was put together. But what was glittering frostwork, and what does it reference? Well, Mark Twain referred to the movie The Christmas Carol, as glittering frostwork. So the story is A Christmas Carol, and the author is Mark Twain that called it glittering frostwork. So I hope that helps a little bit. Now, on day 6, this one is one that a lot of people got right. Surprisingly, a lot of people knew this one. I thought this was maybe a little bit more challenging than that, but I guess not. In what country would you find fried chicken as the traditional Christmas dinner? Believe it or not, the answer is Japan. I had a lot of people guess like China and Taiwan, so a lot of people knew it was in the Asian region there, but the answer is Japan, and primarily it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's overwhelming majority of the fried chicken celebration on Christmas is KFC. Now on day 7 of 12, now this is one where Rudolph was the answer, but it's what Christmas character was created by Montgomery Ward. Now, if I was just kind of playing along and didn't know, I probably would have guessed Santa Claus or maybe Frosty. But no, Montgomery Ward created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So if you ever wondered where Rudolph came from, the story was created by Montgomery Ward. So that was just kind of a little tidbit of information on that. And we are already up to day 8. Can you believe that? Now, this one was a silly one. And I'll be honest, I have never listened to it. I've listened to excerpts of it, but it's long. So you probably know what I'm referencing here. But what is the longest Christmas song? And how long is it? Well, I don't know who would have had the patience to do this first and foremost. It had to have been pieced together, because if somebody tried talking for 8 hours and 56 minutes nonstop, they would be hoarse. They probably wouldn't have a voice left. And I'm doing that on purpose, just trying to be silly. But the song is the 179 Days of Christmas, and it is 8 hours and 56 minutes long. It's one song that is 8 hours and 56 minutes long. So I'm curious, have you ever listened to it? Have you ever listened to parts of it? Or do you know anybody that's ever listened to that all the way through? I cannot even imagine. Now, on day 9, this one kind of stumped a few people. But with using the internet out there, it wasn't too hard to find. We did have some correct answers on this one. But what was the very first artificial Christmas tree made out of? Goose feathers. Seriously, it was made out of goose feathers. I'm trying to picture, if you're watching our video portion, you can see I've got this graphic of the Christmas tree up on the screen with me. And I'm trying to picture, instead of all of the evergreen boughs, just seeing that all being all goose feathers. I just can't quite envision that with the gray and the white. I mean, it kind of fits. It would look like Christmas tree. But yeah, I just couldn't quite envision that. And hopefully that wouldn't affect too many people with allergies back then. I'm trying to imagine, I do. Then again, I'm allergic to feathers, so. But yeah, I mean, if that was me, I'd be going, as you, as you, as you. So it'd be, instead of Merry Christmas, it'd be, as you, as you. I know I'm being silly on that one. Now, on day 10, we had, which of Santa's reindeer has the name of another holiday mascot? Now, if you're not familiar with Santa's reindeer, we've got Dasher, Dancer, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitz. Why am I screwing this up? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and of course Rudolph. And did any of those sound familiar? Let's see. Cupid. Can you think of another holiday that uses Cupid? Valentine's Day. So yeah, that was the answer to which of Santa's reindeer has the name as another holiday mascot. Of course, Cupid, the little guy with the bow and arrow in the diaper that shoots you with the love arrows. It's a very silly image, and you're like, now I've got the image of Cupid riding on top of Cupid. Yeah. I don't want to imagine that. Now, on day 11, how many ghosts show up in A Christmas Carol? Now, this one might have stumped a few people because I was mentioned that it's not quite as simple as it seems. And I had a lot of people guess 3. And of course, you've got the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of what's to come. But the answer is 4. Now, why? How did I get a 4th answer? Well, you've got Marley. You've got Ebenezer's business partner, the one that comes to him in the middle of the night and lets him know that the other 3 ghosts are coming. And so there are 4 ghosts. Now, I will say this. I had a couple people guess 6 because the ghost of the Christmas present, when he opens his robe, you have the 2 children of ignorance and want underneath the robe. And so if you guessed 6, that does count as a correct answer. So I did want to let you know that the correct answer that I had down on my paper was 4. But for the people that did guess 6 and explained about ignorance and want under the robe, I did give them credit for that reason. So I hope that helps a little bit. Now, on day 12 of 12, I thought this one would have been the easiest answer. I really did. I asked, what was Santa's real name? And I had a lot of people say Santa Claus. Now, I could see why they thought that. I really could. But the answer is Kris Kringle. Now, it was pointed out to me that I should probably also include St. Nicholas because before we knew him as Santa Claus, he was known as St. Nicholas in many places around the world. So St. Nicholas was also accepted as a correct answer, though I only had a couple of those. But Kris Kringle was the correct answer that I had down on my paper. So what did you think about the 12 days of Christmas and our 12 answers? I would love to know what you thought about that. So we are going to go over and we are going to, let's see, this is the first time I've tried to do this as I've gone to the thing, and I'm going to pull this up here. You're still going to be able to hear me, hopefully. This is the first time we're trying this. Wow. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that as this was recording. I'm not sure why it did not pick up on my audio. You'll be able to hear the spin of the wheel when we get closer to approaching that. And I am going to be putting the names in text form of the winners of our 10 runner-ups on here. So I don't know why the audio and the live spin wheel did not transfer over, but I want to stay true to just doing this as I was doing it and just be open and honest with you guys as this has been going on. So here we go. And you'll hear the rattling of the spinner here in just momentarily. And then again, I will be announcing the winners audibly. There's the first spin. And our first name is Logan Lamb. And the second spin is going to be going here in just a second. Again, I do apologize that for some reason this did not pick up on all of that, but it's approaching our second of our runner-ups here in just a moment. As I'm narrating this, I can't quite see where the bar is at, so I'm having to kind of go blind on this. I will get this figured out before I do this again, I promise. Here's the spin for our second runner-up. And our second runner-up is Creed Shaw. As we're approaching our third here. Our third runner-up is Hector Davila. And again, I do apologize if I am butchering any of these names in advance. We're approaching our fourth runner-up spin here in just a moment. Here we go. Our fourth runner-up is Bianca Nixon. And the spin will be again here in just a moment for our fifth runner-up. Our fifth runner-up is Emery Nava. And again, I do apologize if I mispronounce these names. From the moment you hear your name, you'll have 48 hours to reach out to me. And you do need to be a U.S. resident to win. And if you are not a U.S. resident and I drew your name, then you will still get a Movie Deputy ornament. And then I will be drawing these again. And if I don't hear from you in 48 hours, I will be spinning again. So hopefully I'll get this figured out by then. So we got our sixth runner-up coming up here in just a moment, hopefully. There we go. Our sixth runner-up is Peyton Romero. And again, that's Peyton Romero. And I'm going to have the names in text format on the screen as well for these. So our seventh runner-up, the spin will begin here in just a moment. There we go. Our seventh runner-up is Jefferson Knight. Again, that's Jefferson Knight. That name sounds like Hollywood. Sounds like a name that should be in Hollywood. Our eighth runner-up is Jordan Walton. Again, that's Jordan Walton. Our ninth runner-up will come up here in just a second. And we've only got two more names. Keep your fingers crossed. Jimmy, your name could still come up. I've got 310 names on this wheel. So, yeah, a lot of people got 8 right. So, that's exciting. So, our number 9. Here's the spin for number 9. Sabrina Felix. Again, that is Sabrina Felix. And for our 10th runner-up, this is our final runner-up unless I don't hear from somebody. Our 10th runner-up is Adrian Suarez. So that is awesome. Thank you all for participating. This has been so much fun. And again, you have 48 hours to reach out to me on that. There I am. And again, I got all the names notated here on my phone. But for our 10 runner-ups, remember that is a $10 gift card to your local theater or to Amazon, and that is your choice. And that will also include a Movie Deputy ornament as a 2025 12 Days of Christmas runner-up winner. So again, thank you to all of the participants. I hope you had as much fun with this as I did. We've got, again, 7,021 answers that were submitted. And of course, we got to the point where we had, of course, one grand prize winner. Again, congratulations to Drew McCormick. And then, of course, out of the 310 people that we had get 8 or more correct, we had I drew 10 runner-ups from that, which again was that wheel that you just saw spinning on that. So that is the first time I've ever tried anything like that. So I'm really glad it worked. It was just one of those things that's like, please let this work. Just one of those things. And again, if you heard your name, you have 48 hours to reach out to me. And I look forward to it. And again, I've had so much fun with this. And you're going to want to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you always get the latest and greatest Movie Deputy content. And so you don't miss a moment of the fun when we do things like this and games like this. So again, thank you so much for all of your participation. I can't wait, and I will be back this evening with a movie review for you. So stay tuned. I'll be back soon. Bye, everybody.